Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos. This block is called Cracker. It's an old block, classic block. This finishes at 12.5 inches. The reason that is because I wanted to make these strips here 2 inches cut. Otherwise, all the measurements would have been really difficult to make. So it's better to make these easy cuts and just have a little 1/2 inch bigger block. Here's the diagram. It's just made up of rectangles and triangles. Here are 4 blocks set block to block. It's a great way to use up your scraps, and I'm going to be using one fabric for the background, but this would be nice with low volume prints. Patch A is a 3 1/8 finished half square triangle. We'll cut squares 4 inches by 4 inches, cut them in half once on the diagonal for 2 patches. We'll need 8 assorted patches of the accent fabric and 8 assorted patches of the background fabric. Patch B is a 1.5 inch by 4.5 inch finished rectangle. We'll cut 5 inches by 2 inch rectangles. We'll need 8 assorted patches of the accent and 4 assorted patches of the background fabric. There are no AccuQuilt dies that will cut this size. Here are the fabrics I've chosen, and this is patch B, the accent and the background, and this is patch A, the accent and backgrounds. What I've done with my A patches, I've used this deluxe corner trimmer from Marty Michelle to trim these points so they'll be easier to match. And all you do is you take one, and these are 45-degree angles. So you line up these sides here and here, and you're going to cut off these 2 little edges here. So we cut like that and like that. You may think this little piece here is insignificant, but once you are piecing these together, you will see how this comes into play. Do that on both sides of this triangle. 45-degree angles. To piece the block, step 1 is to take the B patches and piece the center of each cracker unit. You'll take 2 of the accent fabrics and 1 of the background fabrics. Sew these together and press the seams open. And you do that for each of the different accent fabrics. For step 2, we're going to sew 1 background patch A to each side of the step 1 units. So this side, like this. You'll take your unit from step 1 and one of your background triangles, place it on top like this. You line up this edge, and you'll see that the edge, the little edge that you cut off, or actually the bigger side that you cut off, will line up with the sides. So now you stitch 1/4 inch and press your seams open. Do that on this side as well. For step 3, we take the matching half square triangles and piece them on the sides like this. Do the same thing, flip it over, match the edges. So you match this top edge and this little part you cut off on these sides. If these don't match exactly or don't go all the way over, and it's just a little bit like this, don't worry about it. Just center it on these sides as much as you can and then stitch 1/4 inch or a scant 1/4 inch. You don't want to stretch this triangle piece because that'll make your block all wonky. Now do this to both sides of each of the step 2 units. Now all of our units are finished, and we just arrange them how we like. I'll put them like this. Sew these 2 together and these 2, press the seams open, then sew the 2 rows together. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos.